Okay, welcome to another episode of Walnut Women. Today I have joining with me Alana Lowe, who is a college student that has been attending FCBC Walnut, but this fall she will be transferring to UCLA and therefore leaving FCBC Walnut. Aw. But
Okay.
today, I just wanted to talk to you about your experience at FCBC for the last several years of your life. So you were here during your first 2 years of college. You were
hmm
here your entire youth
Yes.
ministry
hmm
and some of elementary.
hmm
So I guess the first thing is, I think, oh, let's start easy.
Okay.
Do you have a local favorite place to eat?
In this area,
Yeah.
um, I feel like if there's no one in this area, like people who come like to Walnut or Diamond Bar, like the newer, like college students, I usually like tell them to go to Basil and Co.
Okay.
Um, it's a Thai restaurant, and I feel like everything there is like pretty solid and relatively priced for college students, and just like for like families and friends as well. Yeah, that's the place I would go to.
Cool. I like that place. It's good stuff. Okay, so I guess this discussion is highlighting the importance for college students to get plugged in to a local church community and beyond attending Sunday services to get involved somehow through the fellowship group or serving opportunities if they're available. So I guess the first big question I want to ask you is, what have you learned as a college student who has invested in FCBC very deeply in the college fellowship and in multiple serving opportunities?
Yeah, I think for me, what we've learned a lot in TURF is like the importance of church membership and how through that we're able to serve our church and just serve the people both on our college campuses and those around us. So yeah, I think through like being a member of FCBC, I've learned how I can both serve like the children and like preschoolers at our church, but also like learning to and meeting a lot of new older women, both like families or singles, seeing where their life is at and how like they've grown in their faith as well.
Okay, so you talked about TURF, which is our college fellowship group, and then you also talked about um, relating to older women. Can you elaborate a little more about that? Like, how did you have access to talk to the women at FCBC?
I
Were they
think
like the counselors?
I think I have an advantage compared to a lot of college students who come to our church just for college because I grew up at FCBC, both from like Unicoi growing up, which is the youth ministry. I was able to meet a lot of counselors through that. A lot of people who were either young marrieds or singles. Um, yeah, I was able to talk a lot to them, get to know them from high school, and then integrating into like college, I was able to see them more as like not peers, but like not as just counselors. Like I was able to more interact with them, get to know them better. Um, I think that, and also when I was still going to Sunday school, I think the women's Sunday school really helps college students get to know other women in different ages, the age ranges. And through that, I think it's been a way for not just me, but I've seen it in other like turf like women, how they've gotten to know more people and interact with them. I think another big one is discipleship. I think because we don't have that like college or we don't have that counselor with us every Friday night type of thing,
Mm,
college students are more willing to want disciplers or
Mhm.
seek some type of guidance to grow in their faith. And through that, I was able to like meet uh, like Leslie. Awkward. uh, but I think I've seen the impact in other turf like women as well, how they've wanted disciplers and how like their like passion to like grow with God has increased because they have people wanting to walk with them in their lives as well.
Hmm. So you're like talking about like upward relationships with the
Mhm.
women at FCBC,
Yeah.
and FCBC is a intergenerational church. In the English congregation, there are people represented in every age group. And I like that you mentioned about the women's Bible study, which is one of the few places where you can have access to meet someone outside of your age group.
Mhm.
And I think that that is a great opportunity, maybe an encouragement for anyone looking to meet other women in the church to join that Bible study. And then also because FCBC is such a huge family church and there's lots of families with kids, there's so many opportunities to get to know some other families. I think some of these families you got to know through the kids first. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah, I think because I enjoy like serving in like VBS or just even like on Sundays seeing like kids, I get excited and in the end like they're walking towards their parents and then I end up saying hi to them. But I think what really also helps is like serving as like the babysitters for their
Hmm.
young married groups. I think interacting with the kids, getting to know them also has like bridged the like getting to know their parents.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like sometimes less intimidating to talk to the youngers, like the faces that won't reject you.
Yes.
Or it's fine if you can be rejected by a kid, but not for an adult.
Hmm.
That brings me to my first memory with you, actually. It was like 2 years ago, and you were still in high school, or you
Yeah.
just graduated, and we didn't know each other back then, but I recognized and noticed you because you were talking to my kids, and then you were willing to build a conversation with them. So of course, whoever's talking to my kids, I'm invested. I'm like, who's this? And that's in a nutshell how our relationship started. You were just like a high school kid who was kind to my girls, and then you watched them, and then over time, like eventually we would talk and then form our relationship.
Yep.
So I want to continue on the conversation about why you are attracted to serve in the children's ministries. So you said you had started off going to the women's Bible study, but eventually on Sundays you committed to serving in the preschool department. And then in the summertime, you would serve in VBS and also babysitting opportunities when fellowship groups needed it. And then also to add to that, the youth retreat as a counselor.
Mhm.
Those are not little babies,
Oh
they're
yeah. They're older.
youth. But why did you have the heart to spend your time as a college student serving the church in this way?
I think already the foundation that we had in youth service or youth ministry was a lot of how we can serve, and there weren't a lot of opportunities to serve because we're a lot younger. I even think even still in like turf because we're still young, it's a lot harder to serve on Sundays in other ministries or in any other like serving in Awana because we also have our ministries as well. Um, but I do think because I am able to put some of, I guess, what I know how to serve in, which is with kids. These opportunities were just a lot easier for me to um, like sign up for, I guess. And also like because I know that like I can be more impactful towards kids rather than either older people, I would say. It was a lot it was an open opportunity that was given, and also something for me to want to serve in.
So I think like what we know about serving is
Mhm.
that it just takes time and it takes personal time. So would you say that you had a lot of extra time and that's why it led you to the serving opportunities, or you had to prioritize and make time for it and therefore you had to give up maybe some personal time in order to like prioritize time to serve? Like how does that work as a college student?
I think because I went to community college, it was a lot easier to spread my time out compared to people who live on campus or um, just have like who go to 4-year colleges. Um, I think that through my like being in a location that is close to church and school, it was a lot easier for me to um, put myself in serving opportunities. Uh, I do think it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I think serving it does put a lot of time and effort into it, especially serving with kids. Um, but I think I also learned through serving where I need to limit myself both as like a college student of how I can both serve and also strive in like academics, but also in how much where my heart is in like serving at church. And I think college, like the past 2 years, I learned a lot of how much I can serve, to the point where it's not just because I'm doing it as a chore, but how I'm doing it to serve God.
Yeah, I like that emphasis that ultimately it's about what the Lord is put before you and the opportunities that you as a single person can have and the value that you can add to the church is very valuable. I know that was something that was mentioned at the singles conference. That singleness is a gift. It is a
Yes.
great opportunity to be using your time and resources for the building up of the local church.
Mhm.
How would you encourage college students who are part of the FCBC community to get more involved if they're looking to get plugged in, to serve, or to build those mentorship like relationships with older church members?
I think there, I think it is very hard because I think college students see themselves as a lot younger in an intergenerational church. So for us, I think it's more of a fear that people have to want to build relationships with other people who are older. So like for discipleship, for example, I think um,
Is that
it's
really true?
scary. From what I've heard,
Really?
I think because I'm one of the more blessed people to like already grow up here and
Oh, less
knows,
barriers.
yeah, less barriers. Whereas if you come in as a college student, it's more like everyone's new.
I
And
see.
it's might be scarier if you're more introverted or not willing to put yourself out there. But I do think, um, that college students should be putting themselves out there. I think because we're younger, more energized, and I think wanting more for ourselves, I think it is very much a good thing if we are more, not, I guess, extroverted, but just willing to put ourselves out there to meet other people. College students, I do think to get more plugged in into FCBC, per se, or like turf is where how much time you want to invest on your Friday nights. I think if you're the type to just come and leave without wanting to fellowship, I think that is a lot harder to grow with God and just with a community who also loves Jesus. Uh, yeah, I think wanting to be there till whenever we finish, which is usually 11 p.m. Um, but wanting to be there to meet new people in the fellowship, to see them on campus too, if you go to the same school as them, or uh, yeah, just making friends your own age, because I know the Walnut community is a lot smaller than it is on other campuses. So, yeah, just putting yourself out there.
So would you say that from your observation that the college students are typically open for this type of interaction?
I think they are open, but I don't think they're willing to be the first person
They
to.
need to be approached.
They need to be approached, yes.
Mm.
But I personally think that it's the college students who should be putting themselves out there. I think maybe this is how, because I've grown up here, it's a lot easier for me. But I think it shows where your heart is wanting to meet new older adults or people your own age because you have the heart to.
Yes. What are your thoughts as you prepare to bring your time at FCBC to an end? What do you think about um, what does that mean to you?
I think it's both sad and an exciting new chapter. I think sad because this one is closing. Uh, I feel like because I'm only halfway into college, I feel like there's a lot more I can grow at Turf with the people I'm around, or just even with the adults at Turf or church. But I am excited to check out new churches, I would say, because I've been only at FCBC for over 10 years, I think. I think it's very exciting to see how other churches are like. I also do know that uh, it's hard to be plugged in right immediately just because that's how most communities are. Um, so yeah, I think mostly excited for the new transition.
Awesome.
Mhm.
So, as you think about entering a new church community, what are some of the things you're looking for your own spiritual walk, or maybe in elements of a church that you desire?
I really, other than how the church or what the church believes and what they preach, I do hope for a church who also emphasizes a community. I know it's very easy for people to go on Sundays and leave after Sunday's service. I just hope that there are a lot of people at wherever church I end up going to, who are who are just a good community to be around, both on Sundays and whatever other activities they have at the church. Um, I think the past 2 years I've just been emphasizing the idea of fellowships and community. So I think that's what's stuck with me. Um, yeah, this is the first transition away from home for a very long period of time. Uh, yeah, again, other than finding a church community, a new church for me to go to, it's the fellowship I end up joining also on campus as well. Where or whatever fellowship it may be that I can um, grow with the people I'm surrounded by, because I know the Christian walk can't be alone. So I hope that those around me can encourage me and that I can encourage them as well as we continue walking together. Um, as a new junior, joining a fellowship.
Rising junior.
Rising junior.
Is that a term?
Yeah,
It is.
still there. Sounds silly to me, but that's okay. But yeah, I think the transition of joining a fellowship at my year is a lot trickier than a freshman. So I think that's a little scary, but hoping that whatever fellowship I join, that they will uh, welcome me with open arms, and that I can also be able to just get to know them better. Um, yeah,
Cool. I think it's exciting. I think they'll be nice to transfer students.
I hope.
I think just in general, college community is a very open community. Everyone's kind of in the same boat, especially if they're away from home. I think
Yeah.
people can be hospitable because they are reminded about loneliness and homesickness. So I think it's you're all kind of in the same season of life, you
Yeah.
know? It's like a temporary placeholder until adulthood happens.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think that this is very exciting. I think that the last 2 years of you being here for at a community college is, maybe the unexpected blessing
Yeah, for
that God
sure.
had for your life. I don't think that was according to your plan,
Not at all.
but you were able to, I guess, in hindsight, see what God had wanted to, offer you and how to
Mhm.
grow you so that in this upcoming transition, I think that, you know, I guess this is his timing for you getting that, like, quote, college experience to be away and to live on your own. Do you have any, like, worries about that?
Of
Being alone,
being alone.
leaving home, being independent?
I don't know if I have worries as of now. I think I'm just more, well, I don't know how the next few weeks or I guess years will
Oh,
be. So I think
yeah.
it's more of like very like I probably have to go day by day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just close this discussion by having you share any words of thanks or memories that you have with FCBC Walnut.
I think I've been really thankful for a large children's ministry growing up. Uh, I think because of that, I was able to watch a lot of my friends grow up with me, even into college. Our walks may be different now, but I think it was a blessing to just grow up with all the girls in my small group, walking with them all the way to the end of high school. That has been a big blessing to have that large community. I think I am also blessed by these serving opportunities. I think it's a great way for people to interact with so many other people through serving, whether it's Sunday school or uh, reading something or VBS, all these things. I have grown to know a lot of people at FCBC. Even if it's just saying hi to people, I think that's a big blessing to like be able to just say hi to people in your church community. Um, yeah, everyone has been very kind and generous at this church, so that has been really nice.
Praise God. And I guess I'll take this opportunity to thank you, Alana, for uh, giving of yourself and your love and your hospitality and your baked goods and all the, oh, golf and workout lessons, pickleball lessons. Um, and I think that it was just a joy to get to see you these past 2 years and for seeing how God was going to surround you with, the local community. I think that that is really important that even though college students can maybe feel isolated, that there is such a wealth of resources when you enter into the whole family of God, that you will see that you are needed, to be a leader and mentor to all the kids that look up to you. My kids look up to you more than me, I
Oh,
think. And I think 2 years ago, I did ask if you wanted to go on the podcast and you weren't ready. So I'm thankful that 2 years later, you agreed to do this. I think it's a great time for you to just commemorate your time at CBC and to, yeah, move forward with Thanksgiving and
mhm.
praises for how God will be providing for your upcoming season. So I guess we'll end here. Thanks for joining
Thanks for
for
having
this
me.
podcast episode.
Yeah.
Cool.